Hello viewers, today I am going to talk about Tal, fundamentals of Tal and writing of Tal in notation. Tal is an Indian system of rhythm. Rhythm or lay is as essential as swar in Indian music. Very often it is said that swar and lay, that is note and rhythm, are the two wheels of the musical vehicle. Yes, it is very true. These are the two strongest pillars on which the whole musical structure is developed, and without which no musical composition is possible. So, Tal is an essential element of time and rhythm in Indian music. The literal meaning of Tal is the division of time. When lay or musical time is fixed in matras, it is known as Tal. Or we can say that Tal is the cycle of the repeated number of matras or beats repeated over and over again till the composition is completed. Since each Tal has different number of matras or beats in it, so theoretically a Tal of any number of beats is possible. In northern Indian music, Tal of 3 to 108 beats are considered traditional, but in practice a very few of these are common. There are 15 to 20 Tals in Hindustani music, which are most often used by the musicians to perform. The students of music know even the lesser number than that. For the students of music, it is important to have the knowledge of the most common Tals of Hindustani music like Teen Tal, Jhap Tal, Kehrwa Tal, Dadra Tal, Rupak Tal, etc. To have the good understanding of Tal, we need to know the fundamentals of Tal. Fundamentals of Tal or rhythmic cycle. The basic fundamentals of Tal are Matra, Avartan, Bol, Theka, Vibhag, Sam, Tali and Khali. Before explaining how to write the Tal in notation, I will elaborate these fundamentals one by one. Matra. Matra or beat is a single metrical unit to measure the time consumed in singing or playing any composition. Different numbers of matras generate different Tals in music. For example, a group of 6 numbers is called, or 6 matras is called Dadra Tal. Similarly, 7 matras make Rupak Tal, 8 matras Kehrwa Tal, 10 matras Jhap Tal, 12 matras Ek Tal, 14 matras Dhamar Tal and Jhumra Tal, and a group of 16 matras is called Teen Tal. So, we can say that Tal is a combination of different matras or rhythmic beats. Avartan. Avartan is the basic cycle. When the total number of matras or the bols of Tal are repeated in one cycle, this is called an avartan or avriti. Each repeated cycle of Tal is an avartan, or in the other words, we can say when the total number of beats or the bols of Tal are repeated from sum to sum, or it completes one circle from sum to sum, it is called an avartan. For example, you can see written in the script one avartan of Kehrwa Tal. Dha ge na ti na ka dhinna. This is one avartan or one cycle of Kehrwa Tal. Another example you can see written in the script is Dhinna, Dhin Dhinna, Tinna, Dhin Dhinna. This is one avartan or one cycle of Jhap Tal. So, repeating once again, when the total beats or the total bols of Tal are repeated in one cycle, that is from sum to sum, it is called one avartan, or it becomes one avartan of any Tal. Bol. Bol is a mnemonic system for each matra of any Tal. When syllables are attached to beats, then these syllables are called bol. While playing on tabla, each bol has its own name. For example, dha, dhin, ta, tin, tirkit, etc. These are the bols of tal. The 6 bols for dadra tal are dha, dhin, dha, tin. These bols can be vocalized and written as well. The 7 bols for rupak tal are tin, tinna, dhinna, dhinna. Theka. Theka is a method of presenting any tal. The bols, the syllables, or the mnemonic sound to form any tal is called the theka of tal. As I have said earlier, the 6 bols fixed for dadra tal are dha, dhinna, dha, tinna. Each syllable or the mnemonic sound is called bol, and the complete pattern of bols is called the theka of dadra tal. Thus, theka is the established pattern used by the tabla player to play any tal. For example, tin, tinna, dhinna, dhinna. This is the theka of rupak tal. Dhage, nati, naka, dhinna. This is the theka of kehrwa tal. Dhinna, dhin, dhinna, tinna, dhin, dhinna. This is the theka of jhap tal. Vibhag. When the theka or the total bols are divided into the different groups or small sections, these groups are called vibhag. In a tal, vibhags may be of any number of beats, but most commonly used are 2, 3, 4 or 5 beats. In a tal, vibhags may be 2, 3, 4 or 5, depending upon the total number of beats in a tal and the structure of tal. The first beat of the first vibhag is called sam, and it is indicated by tali. Not only this, the first beat of each vibhag is indicated either by tali or by khali. So, sam, tali and khali, these are the 3 most important beats in any tal, and these need further explanation. Sam. Sam is the most important and most emphasized beat in a tal, usually on the first beat. Sam is the beginning of the cycle, where the singer and the rhythmic accompanist coincide at one point. While beating the time or while beating the tal, sam is indicated by a hand clap or tali like this. Khali. After sam, the most important beat in a tal is called khali. Khali is usually in the middle of the total beats. The unstressed beats or the empty beats in a tal are called khali. Khali precedes the sam and gives the indication of approaching sam. Khali and sam are interconnected or interlinked in such a manner that the former follows the later or the vice versa. There can be 2, 3, 4 talis in a tal depending upon the structure of tal. While beating the time, khali is indicated by a wave of hand like this, or placing the back of the right hand upon the left hand's palm or the base hand's palm, making no sound in lieu of a clap, thus making the name khali meaningful. Tali. After sam and khali, the other important beats in a tal are called talis. Apart from sam, there are 2, 3 and 4 talis in a tal depending upon the total number of beats in a particular tal and the structure of tal. Like sam, talis are also indicated by a hand clap like this. Thus we can say that in a tal, there are the beats with the different degrees of importance. While performing or practicing to keep time in music, beats of tal can be indicated by hands. As I have said earlier, sum and talis are indicated by hand clap and khali is indicated by a wave of hand, usually right hand, or placing the back of the right hand upon the left hand's palm, making no sound. This posture symbolizes emptiness and thus justifies the name khali. While teaching the tal to the students in the music classes, the other beats can be counted on fingers, starting with the little finger, then the ring finger, then the middle finger, and so on, depending upon the number of beats in the vibhags. Let me show you how we count the beats with fingers and hands. Taking the example of teen tal, we will recite like this: dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, ta, dhin, dhin, dha, dha. Another example I will show you of jhap tal: dhin, na, dhin, dhin, na, tin, na, dhin, dhin, na, dhin. One more example I want to show you of ek tal, which has 4 talis and 2 khalis, counting each beat with the fingers and the hands, like this: dhin, dhin, dhage, tirkit, tu, na, kat, ta, dhage, tirkit, dhin, na, dhin. Counting the time with the fingers and hands enables the students to have a good control over lay, thus becoming more rhythmic and appreciating the role of lay and tal in music. Writing of tal or rhythmic cycle in notation. Notation is a means of transmitting musical material in a written form. In institutional music education, we follow the notation system of Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande, which was introduced in the early 20th century. It is a matter of pride to mention that today Pandit Bhatkhande's notation system has become the medium of instruction in institutional music education in almost all over India. So for writing tal in notation, I will follow the notation system of Pandit Bhatkhande, and for this purpose I have chosen teen tal, because teen tal is the most popular and most frequently used tal in Hindustani music. For writing any tal in notation, we have to follow certain steps. Step 1. The first step to write any tal is to write the total beats of tal in digital numbers. Since teen tal has 16 beats, so for writing teen tal, first of all we will write the total beats of tal starting from 1 up to 16 as it is shown in the table. Step 2. In the next step, the total beats of tal are divided into the different groups or small sections according to the number of beats. This division is called vibhags. The vibhags may be 2, 3 and 4 in a tal consisting 2, 3, 4 beats each. Since teen tal has 16 beats, it is divided into the 4 vibhags of 4 beats. While writing tal in notation, the vibhags are symbolized by bars or the small vertical line dividing the total beats into the different groups or the small sections, as it is evident from the table of teen tal. It is not irrelevant to mention here, though teen tal has 16 beats with 4 vibhags of 4 beats each, yet it is not necessary that in a tal each vibhag should be having the same number of beats in it. Instead, The number of beats can be equal or unequal in vibhags, depending upon the structure of tal. For example, in a tal, one vibhag can be of 2 beats, the other can be of 3 beats, and still another can be 4 or 5 beats each, depending upon the structure of tal. This is evident from the example of some tals written in the script. For example, you can see in the script Rupak tal. Rupak tal is having 7 beats with the 3 vibhags of 3, 2, 2 beats. This means in this tal, the first vibhag is of 3 beats, the second is of 2 beats, and the third is also of 2 beats. Then another example you can see in the script is of Jhap tal. Jhap tal is having 10 beats with the 4 vibhags of 2, 3, 2, 3 beats. This means in this tal, the first and third vibhags are having 2 beats, while second and fourth are having 3 beats each. Then there is a unique example of Dhamar tal. Dhamar tal is having 14 beats with the 4 vibhags. In this tal, each vibhag is having different number of beats. The first vibhag is of 5 beats, the second is of 2 beats, the third is of 3 beats, and the fourth is of 4 beats. So we can say that in a tal, each vibhag can be having different numbers of beats, or in the other words, we can say the vibhags may be having equal or unequal number of beats depending upon the structure of tal. Step 3. Next, the very important step is to write the bols or the syllables of tal. After making 4 vibhags of teen tal, the bols are written as such, or we can say the 16 bols of teen tal will be written under the 16 beats or the 16 digits as shown in the table. The bols are written as such: dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, ta, dhin, dhin, dha. Step 4. Last but not the least step to write any tal is to put tal chin or the symbols of tal. As you have known till now, teen tal has 16 beats, group 4, 4, 4, 4. This means teen tal has 4 vibhags of 4 beats each. The first beat of first vibhag is sam and is symbolized by tali. Not only this, the first beat of each vibhag will be symbolized either by tali or by khali. As I have said earlier, sam, tali and khali, these are the 3 most important beats in any tal, and these are indicated or these are symbolized by the different symbols or signs in Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande's notation system. Sam is indicated by putting cross, or we can say the symbol for sam is cross. Talis other than sam are indicated by putting the digit 2, 3 and 4. Khali is indicated by putting 0 or the small circle. So in teen tal, the symbols will be as such: putting cross under the beat 1, which is sam, putting the digit 2 under the beat 5, which is the second tali of the tal, putting 0 or a small circle under the beat 9, which is khali, and putting the digit 3 under the beat 13, which is third tali of the tal. So you can see teen tal written in its complete form in the script, showing sam, tali and khali. Now here is an example of Rag Jaman, which is in teen tal, which is mentioned in Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande's book Hindustani Sangeet Padhati Kramik Pustak Malika Part 1. And the symbols of teen tal, which are sam, tali and khali, are very evident in this particular example. And this clearly shows how to write a musical composition in a tal. While writing the tal, matras, bols and tal chin, that is beat, syllables and symbols, are correlated in such a manner that these cannot be separated from one another. Rather, these components complement to each other to give form to any tal. To sum up, we can say that swar and tal are the essential components of any musical composition, or without which no musical composition is possible. While swar has its own constituents, matra, avartan, bol, theka, vibhag, sam, khali and tali, these are the fundamentals or essential components of any tal. These components play a significant role while writing the tal in notation. To have a better understanding of tal, the students of music should be well versed with the writing of tal in notation as well. Thank you.